ever felt like the world was just spinning out of control?
Yeah, I think everyone's been there at some point.
Well, like, picture yourself back in 8th century BC Judah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like they were facing down the mighty Assyrian Empire.
Talk about scary.
Totally. Fear and turmoil everywhere.
Huh.
But in the middle of all that, the prophet Isaiah, he comes out with this incredible message of hope.
Like a light in the darkness kind of thing.
Exactly. A prophecy about a child, a son, who would bring peace unlike anything the world had ever seen.
I mean, that's pretty powerful stuff to hear when everything seems to be falling apart.
Oh, absolutely. And what's so amazing is the names he uses to describe this child. Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
Whoa, those are some seriously heavy titles.
Right. It's not your average everyday baby we're talking about here.
I'm guessing this prophecy had a deep meaning for the people of Judah back then.
Oh, for sure. It was a sign that God hadn't abandoned them.
But it also points towards something much bigger, right? Like Jesus.
Exactly. It's this incredible connection between the Old Testament and the New Testament.
It's like a thread running through history.
And when we look at the life and teachings of Jesus, we see all those titles from Isaiah just come alive.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
He's counseling people with wisdom, performing miracles, offering this unconditional love like a father, and of course the big one.
He's calling everyone to be peacemakers.
Right. But hold on a sec. You mentioned something earlier about this idea of peace, and it really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
You said it's not just about the absence of conflict. Like, it's way deeper than that, right?
You're totally picking up on it. It's not just about treaties or ceasefires. It's this inner peace, this harmony with God and with ourselves.
Okay, but like, how does that actually work when you're dealing with real-world stuff? You know?
What kind of stuff are you thinking about?
I mean, job loss, illness, relationship problems, all that. It's kind of hard to feel peaceful when life's throwing punches.
You're hitting on a tough but really important point. And I'll be honest, it's something a lot of people wrestle with.
So how do we reconcile those two things?
Well, the peace Jesus offers isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about this rock-solid trust that no matter what hits, God's got you.
So it's less about changing our circumstances and more about changing our perspective.
Exactly. It's about facing those challenges with strength and hope instead of fear and despair.
I can see how that would be such a game changer.
It totally is.
And this kind of ties into the idea of an eternal kingdom you mentioned, right?
You're making all the right connections. Jesus' kingdom, it's not like any earthly kingdom. No borders, no political systems. It's spiritual.
So, like, what does it actually mean to be a citizen of this kingdom?
It's about living by a different set of rules. Rules of justice, mercy, love. It's for everyone, no matter who they are or where they come from.
So what would you say are, like, the biggest hallmarks of this way of life?
Humility, forgiveness, compassion, standing up for what's right, putting others first. You know, really living out those values every day.
Sounds like a lot of small choices adding up to something much bigger.
Exactly. It's those everyday acts of kindness, choosing forgiveness over anger, treating everyone with respect. It's all connected.
And that actually reminds me of that cool activity they suggested in the devotional, the one about gathering with friends or family and reading Isaiah 9.67 together.
Oh, yeah. I love that idea. It's like bringing that ancient prophecy to life in a way that feels real and relevant today.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, taking it a step further, praying for peace in your community, or maybe even inviting someone who's never heard this message before.
That's such a powerful way to spread that message of hope, because at the end of the day, that's what Isaiah's prophecy is all about, hope.
It's like this reminder that even when the world feels chaotic, there's this deeper reality, this kingdom of peace and justice that's always there.
Always there.
So as we wrap up here, what's the one thing you really want listeners to take away from this deep dive?
I hope they'll think about how they can live out the peace and justice of Christ's kingdom in their own lives. Like, what's one small step they can take today? Because even the smallest acts of love and kindness, they can make a world of difference.
That's a great thought to leave everyone with. Thanks for taking this deep dive with me.
It's been my pleasure.